Today is July 11th, 2023. This is my new phone. I got a new phone. I unfortunately had dropped my phone in such a way that it pierced straight through the screen and it couldn't be seen. And because I buy cheap phones, it was more expensive to replace the screen than it was to buy a new phone. And it's very irresponsible of me, that's for sure, because I'm a big proponent of being against electronic waste. And I try to keep my phones as long as I can, but phones aren't built Ford tough. So, it's a little disheartening to have to go through phones because of the abuse that they take and cannot take. And if there was so much to phones that could be replaced, that would be easy to replace. I remember a long time ago, like a really long time ago, somebody tried to tackle the idea of a phone with electronic waste, and it was a completely modular phone that had kind of like a board that you'd fit everything together, and then the case over top of it, and it was a really snazzy idea because you could upgrade the processor. It was just like a computer. Like, yeah, sure, the motherboard, on the phone would only last you, maybe 8 years. If you're like me, when it comes to your mainstay computer, you have it for a good 6 to 8 years. I usually, on average, have my computers for about that long, 6 to 8 years. So that's that's where I'm at with all that. Why aren't phones like that? Why can't phones have a motherboard with replaceable parts? Like, if you want a better graphics card, put a better graphics card in. If you want a better processor, put a better processor in it. And maybe your phone would be like, well, if you want to upgrade to the latest version of Android, you got to have these specs. And then people would buy the specs and upgrade them, etc. And but that's the thing, is like all these companies like Samsung and Apple, and Apple will never change its formula because Apple there's no build your own Apple, and there never has been. But why isn't there a build your own Android? There's a market for that. I know there's a market for that because I'm part of that market. I am part of that market to where I would build my own phone. I know my boyfriend is too. He totally would. I just wanted to make this video while I'm driving home because A, I have a good amount of energy because, I didn't work terribly long today, and B, I got sleep, so feeling kind of good there. It's not super late. And I just wanted to give you guys an update on life. Life right now has been pretty roller coastery. There's been drama in my life that I don't necessarily want to talk about on here, but I've had some drama, and it's bummed me out. It's bummed me out. And it's because a lot of people that I know right now are stressed out. And I'm glad that I'm just able to look the other way sometimes with people. And I'm not saying that you should always look the other way, but sometimes people, they spiral out of control. Their emotions get the best of them. And you have to stop and think. It's like, hey, is it worth losing my friend over this? If you can go back and check your history, right? Your history should prove that your friend has been a good friend for a long time, or your family member, or whatever. If they have a track record of being good, then there's no reason why you shouldn't accept them back. There are very few circumstances in which they have done such egregious acts as to warrant them being cut out of your life forever. At least that's my viewpoint on it, and that's how I view all the people that I have relationships with. So I've had some people get stressed out and snap at me. And get mad at me. And it's like, look, it's not worth losing you over that. So how about we give it some space? Now maybe I'll get a hold of you later, or maybe you'll get a hold of me later, which would be the better of the moves. You get a hold of me later, and it can be all bridge under the water. So that's that. Financially, I'm doing a little better because I'm working a little more hours, not by choice. I've been working another position in the bakery. It is working a different set of muscles, so I've been tired. Interestingly enough, though, I feel less tired today. I did baking, which is standard for me, but I haven't done baking for the first time in 3 weeks. And I thought I wasn't going to be able to keep up because the order sizes have gotten so large, but I was able to keep up, and all the bread looks really good. And I'm very, very happy about that. But it's like, okay, well, I'm not tired. Like, so did I bump up my stamina working the bench position? And I think I may have. I think I may have bumped up my stamina just a little bit. You hit those plateaus, and I guess that's the thing. You can't work on the same exercise every day, right? You can't work the same sets of exercises because you'll hit plateaus and you won't go any further. You have to start increasing the weights, right? Well, there's no weight increase at work. The weights are always the same. So you plateau and you hit a bump, and then you just get tired because your body has gotten to the point where it is maxed out efficiency, just enough energy, just enough muscle mass to do what you need to do. And with bench, it's a whole other muscle set group. So I'm using a lot of forearms. I have to punch the bread. It's a lot of punching. And that requires some force. There's a lot of lifting. So lifting with my legs and heavier with my legs because I'm lifting sometimes over 50-pound buckets, not by myself. These are typically done with a partner. So the bench position is always done with a partner. And so there have been a few times in which we've had to lift, 100-plus pound buckets between the both of us. You got to dump them onto the table. And then you got to punch them up, cut them up, then punch them again into shape, and fold them, and roll them, and all the many different techniques that I am not permitted to say because they are trade secrets, but plenty of motions that you can just find on YouTube. So, it's a lot of interesting little things. And it's a whole new form of like manual dexterity too, because I'm trying to make certain motions to do certain things and learning how to use a rolling pin, and it's, you would think, oh yeah, you just roll it. It's like, no. You have to apply pressure to keep things even and to keep things straight and to roll it out straight, and making sure that you put flour in certain spots to keep the rolling pin from sticking, and making sure that it doesn't stick onto the bench, and if you apply too much pressure, you rip the dough. There's a lot to it, a lot more than I thought. For the position that was touted as the quote-unquote easiest position, there's still quite a bit that goes on. So why did I get moved to bench? Well, our boss is cross-training everybody, so that's neither here nor there. So we've got a new baker, he's learning how to bake, and we've got me, who's learning how to bench. And then I will have covered all the positions, mixing, benching, and baking. I've done them all. Done all three. And I will tell you that mixing is definitely the worst. It is the most physically intensive, but it is definitely the worst. Baking is the mentally hardest, but I don't know if I'd necessarily call it super physical. It's a lot of shoulders and a lot of upper arms. A little bit of forearms. I made it home. And benching is a lot of squats, a lot of big lifting, deadlifting, and forearms. A lot of forearms. I'm going to sit here in my car for a bit and just kind of talk it out. Machina Magic is coming in slow. I've been burnt out. Been trying to do art to help alleviate that. It's working kind of. We've got a new artist for Machina Magic. That's exciting. Man, I'm starting to feel tired all at once. That's really unfortunate, because I had a bunch of energy, and now that I made it home, I'm like, ugh. Time to go inside. Unpack myself for the day. I have tomatoes and peppers that are growing, but they haven't produced anything yet. And they are up on my balcony, and they're doing okay, I guess. I got scared because a bunch of mushrooms in my planter appeared, and I was like, how? You know, I'm up here, like, where are these spores? How are these spores getting up here? And it's like, no, it comes from the dirt. And it's actually a good sign, not a bad sign, especially the type of mushroom it was. I had to look it up. But yeah, it was a pretty good mushroom. And then the dirt was healthy, which is good. My refrigerator's still busted. I need to still get a new refrigerator. It's busted in the sense that it barely keeps temp. So my refrigerator sits at like 50, 45 at lowest. I've been doing this technique to keep it below 40, where I've been taking an ice pack, freezing it, putting it in the refrigerator, and just keep doing that. Much like an old-fashioned style ice box. But it's only so effective. With the size of the fridge, it's only so effective. I have to do that every day. I have to change them out every day. And I don't think it's super effective. It is effective, it's just need to get a new refrigerator. And, well, if I'm getting more money coming in, which seems like it's the case, I'm going to have to invest in a refrigerator and just replace them straight up. And we'll see. I don't need an expensive refrigerator. Just need something that gets the job done. Something that's relatively energy efficient would be nice too. I know it's kind of like, well, why don't you replace your refrigerator? Why don't you get your landlord to replace your refrigerator? And it's like, yeah, you're right. You know, you're right. But my landlord is my landlord, for better or for worse. And we're both kind of financially meh. Though he's been doing much better than I have. And that's because, he gets money from me. He also gets paid more than I do at the bakery, so he's head baker. And that's kind of why. I am third baker. And in the words of Earthbound, I will show you the true power of being third. I was the first person to receive cake besides Brian and Michelle at their wedding, because after all, I will show you the true power of being third. I have smart bulbs in my house, in the hallway, and they somehow got triggered, but they haven't been Bluetoothed to anything. But somehow they got triggered to go dim light mode in the hallway. And I've been a little lazy and have not switched them over to bright light like they should be. So it's like, yeah. Let's go up the steps. Made me a big old pot of chili macaroni and cheese and chili together, and it's really good. I'm one of those people that likes to cut up some tomatoes and put them in there, and like to do all that. Alexa, turn on lights. Alexa, turn on lights. Yeah, she don't listen half the time. I like to put onions and, really vitamin it up with the vegetables, as I do. I've got an air conditioner in my house, and so things are going well. Things are going well. You know what? I'm gonna save on energy here and turn off my air conditioner. I didn't even mean to leave it on. I don't like to leave it on while I'm gone because it feels like a waste. But grab my chili mac and scoop me out some out of my pot, and gonna eat me some. But let me sit down and just finish chatting with you first. So, life overall, I think, has been leaning positive for me. But it's been difficult, and it is difficult for a lot of people, and I'm feeling the outside influence of everybody. I think a lot of it has to deal with the economy. I think a lot of it has to deal with just the exhaustion of being lied to. And I say that because, well, first off, I don't know any friends that listen to the news. I don't have friends that listen to the news. I don't listen to the news. I get all of my news primarily secondhand through people I know, which is not terribly a good thing half the time. And I'm oftentimes going on the internet to do research of my own accord. Reddit ends up being a news source to me. And YouTube, when I look up Dungeons and Dragons related news, or Hasbro related news. But, it's, when you watch the news and you keep hearing things like there's more jobs out there and there's higher paying jobs out there, but then there's not. People are just they're tired of being lied to. They're tired of being told that they need college for these upper level jobs and then not getting these jobs and being hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. People are tired. I'm tired. We're all tired. And it's just kind of the economy and the world we live in, and how it just kind of makes it all upsetting. It's dragging a lot of people down. There's a bunch of what ifs, like the world's kind of on fire. Though, when you look at things historically, it's always kind of been on fire, has it not? The The Middle East is always fighting. We've always had conflict with Russia. Nothing has honestly changed tremendously other than we go in and out of conflict. And in and out of the same conflicts a lot of times. So, so be it, We've just got to learn to live this way. And I think a lot of people are just tired of living that way. There's in my generation, we've had a lot of promises. A lot of promises of, the future. A bright future. A future under our control. We can be whoever we want to be, That millennial idealism. And we're not experiencing that. So, we've got this subscription-based lifestyle that is becoming more and more prevalent, where people are not owning homes and they're not owning things. And it's all subscription-based. And everything's a service, not a physical object. And I'm a little sick of it too. I just wanted to buy Microsoft Word. If it gets updated, it gets updated. I'd like it to get updated. But at the end of the day, I'm paying $8 a month for Microsoft Office. Don't even get me started on Adobe. $22 for one program, which is Adobe Acrobat DC. Which is, I need it for what I do. But gosh dang, that's annoying. Why can't I just buy it outright? Why can't I buy this program and be like, look, I'll pay you $200. Buy this program outright. Please. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Nobody owns anything anymore. Yeah, it's upsetting. Well, I'm hungry. And I got home, and I'm going to regain my energy after I eat, and I'm going to go write. And if I don't feel like writing, I'm going to go draw. And if I don't feel like drawing, I'm going to go to bed. And then in the morning, do one of those two things. I need to have some amount of energy. So as long as I go to bed before 10 o'clock tonight, I should be fine for work tomorrow. Because I have to work earlier, because I'm punching bread. So, thanks for sticking around for 23-ish minutes here. And hope you have a great rest of your week. And a good weekend to follow. And sure, you're not hearing much of me because I don't make these video blogs anymore. But I just want to let you know that Machina Magic, it's a slow coming, but it's coming. And just hang in there. Definitive Edition is in the works. Trying to get my friends encouraged on Tarkon so we can get that back up and running, and we've got a new artist, and all this is all positive. It's all looking up. So, till next time.